everyone, and welcome to Arcane Focus D&D for Trials of VinTear episode 57. I'm your GM, Mike, and joining me are my amazing players. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Oh boy, we got Nick.
Hi there.
Amber.
Hey.
Crash.
Hello.
And Titan.
Howdy.
Oh boy, everyone. This is a pre-recorded episode. I've had coffee today.
I did give him a giant thing of coffee before this. Apologies.
We're not actually live right now. But if you do want to check us out and all the videos that we've done in the past, feel free to go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/arcanefocusdnd. You can also check us out tomorrow for Short Rest, which is a nice little 5-10 minute podcast of this very episode condensed down. If you don't have an hour to 2 hours of time, I get it. We all got lives. Beyond that, I would like everyone to roll me a d20.
Oh,
Amber just
I
walked
wasn't
away.
ready. 17.
17.
Three.
Good to know. Sorry, I was
got
not
a
looking
3.
at
I
screen.
didn't run away
Don't call
from you.
that.
I heard you though.
I heard a 3. I saw a 3 also pulled up. So we got 2 3s, a 17.
18.
18.
Fuck you,
Listen
dice.
to you, Amber.
Of course it is.
The
I had to go
highest
shut the window
wins.
because the dog was being an asshole, and by dog I mean rat. Anyway. Sorry, I don't like little rat chihuahuas. They're annoying as shit. Oh, good. You sent me a whole novel. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't bring a prop for this. I'm gonna use this.
Yup.
Greetings, young one. You ventured into my doorstep, Madame Floyd's psychic store. Tell me your heart's desire.
Mike, you should have warned me before you did the fucking X.
Tell me, what do you want to see?
Oh, God.
I can't show you
Great.
that.
I'm going to do this with super hardcore sarcasm. Oh, great, Madame Floor. We've seen you tell stories only for them to mirror the real world.
Yes, we don't need to get into specifics. Let's just say that the Simpsons aren't always the ones who make the calls.
I want to know what's going to happen in this game.
Oh, I see. Some more TTRPG shenanigans, for example. In instance, Legati will have a romantic partner. Ooh. Mask will... let's see. They will get a romantic partner. And Arrow and Phoenix, romantic partners. Woo.
Who's hooking up? Oh, anything else?
Of course not! The entire party. That's the entire party. I mean, Moors and Diva are, we can't really count them in, so why would I focus on them? You silly person. Now go back to your role-play make-believe games. But if you want to see many other stories told, you can go to Arcane Circle, a TTRPG platform, more playform, technically, where you can make parties. Make use of GM tools and learn about table safety. I have a magic ball if you haven't guessed what I'm doing mimically. So I command you all. It is the arcane, so it's a square. I command you to make your account today. Madame Flor demands it. There is a magic.
Two things. We have a magic.
We do, and I didn't grab
crystal
it.
ball. 2. I'm gonna make Carmody put this on the site to spite you.
Please don't.
Because I have that power.
Please do.
Please don't. Well, I
I'm
think
going
it's
to
time.
cut this and be like, here.
No. I think it's time for a quick recap. Our second week of downtime. Taking time for ourselves. Relaxing. Heading back to Spooky Island. Welcome back as Arrow and Legati follow Arrow's new pool and focus as he locates a cultish neighborhood watch and a ghoul that is located down below in the northern part of the island. We also see Mask train with Phoenix, where they do their best. You know, their best. I wrote that in the script. But Mask does invite the entire party to a very fancy dinner, which turned out pretty well. Phoenix finished her training with Oz and caps the week with the rest of the day, or with a rest day, excuse me, which felt like pulling teeth. I also wrote that in the script. All of it ending with her meeting with Oz's wife, Shiavana, her new trainer at the Order of the Second Life Monastery, or Second Life for short. Finally, we took a peek into week 3 as Legati joins a meeting of the Ostracon and provides more of a logical breakdown of tyrannical rule and the ways rebellion can rise. So we are finishing off week 3 of downtime. Something I want to preference is I have some lingering abilities to hand out based on completions of certain tasks. There's also some complications due to the week's week's doings that I want to also hand out. Some smaller roleplay moments may occur. I'll give those an opportunity to blossom if need be. And of course, you are meeting with Tavant for some potential magic item purchases. And lastly, I would like to add something. I have a new mechanic for downtime, the end of downtime, that I'm going to introduce that, yes, I am stealing straight from Blades. We'll learn about that when we get there.
Nick. Yes.
It's probably good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not if it's the encounter part, but I think that's before we do all the downtime stuff.
Could be at any point. Probably entanglement, but I guess we'll see.
We will see.
It's fine. We're all fine.
Mask. You have a free action to do this week for this last week of downtime, and you do have a full downtime action if you wish to take it.
So I think this is kind of a two-parter, because I think the establishing a persona would be the free action to just start showing up around town as this personality that I want to establish with the happenings here. So I will, for my free action, stop really showing up as my typical Mask with his kind of dapper dandy clothes and start regularly walking around town and associating with the rest of the Reckoners as a half Goliath, half elf woman who is named Arita Katsugi. And she is like very, very pale skinned with like a very like golden yellow markings running through her, kind of marbled. And she, unlike Mask, does the everyday kind of clothes. She has a very practical like French braid that she constantly wears, just work shirts kind of rolled up at the sleeve, very functional clothing. And she's just gonna make her way around town and show up and kind of let Mask drift off to kind of make them look like they're maybe not around as much anymore.
Arita Kitsugi.
Kintsugi.
Kitsugi.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I don't think I'm not gonna call it a role or anything. I'm gonna say this is definitely could happen. You have a full week to establish this. So you show up one day and start hanging out at some of the local spots and going to the market and making small purchases and just making small talk. You're a very charismatic person regardless. I couldn't see a situation where you couldn't win someone over in just sort of light conversation, especially when coin is being handed or drinks are being shared. Yeah, I mean, I think you will, within certain circles, you will establish yourself as an unknown but friendly face, or sort of someone like an acquaintance, like, oh, yeah, I've seen them around. I don't know much about them, though. So you'll kind of get that as far as notoriety, or at least being recognized. That's sort of the distance you can get to. I think this definitely has to have a conversation with Christoph of, hey, it's still me. I'm going to attend one of these Ostracon meetings as this person. And I think because I don't think he would invite you otherwise. I couldn't imagine him going, well, I don't want to introduce someone who probably doesn't know our cause.
Right. And on a backstory level for this persona, I really feel like they're going to be kind of from a neighboring town, also feeling these sort of unjust sort of situations with the forward guard, and maybe know some more of the deep nuances and have that going as well. And of course, Kristoff has to be looped in. I mean, he's the charismatic leader on the Constant.
Perfect. You get invited. I'll say for so that's your free action is just sort of getting introduced. I think it makes it a lot easier to get into the Ostracon meeting and go, like, people aren't immediately like talking about you behind your back. I think you can kind of hear kind of the whispers of people concerned of who the hell you are, and then you'll hear another voice go, "Oh, they're from Hogdale, or they're from a model pier. I met them, at a bar, or I met them here." So there definitely is cover. I think you integrated yourself pretty smoothly. So I think the last time we spoke is that it was your intention to finish the clock Legati started.
It is, and I think that very much it's Legati's gave them the brains, and I'm going to give them the heart. Sort of thing, especially with that kind of backstory persona. I feel like there's this, you're not alone, and I know that it's scary because, I think there's a lot of fear, a lot of fight against the norm. This is the accepted evil that they live with, and I think I want some inspirational kind of vibes versus Legati's very like, this is the way you do it. I want be inspired to do it.
Yeah, and the fact that out of 6 steps, Legati already cleared 5 of them, I don't think it's going to matter what number you roll, you're going to complete the clock regardless. So I think what you find yourself as you sort of walk into the meeting is that Kristoff obviously is directing people, don't worry, I will have a way out, like sort of directing people, ensuring everyone's, concerned. People are looking at the documents that Legati has left behind, and all sort of like people have been taking notes. And I think you get people who are, I think you get the sense that people are on the edge of feeling confident. A lot of people are, it's almost like getting a large book and going, you could take a test with this large 1,000-page book, and people are like, well, how am I going to find the information out of thousands of words of text? I don't know where to look first. And I think they just feel, I think you get a sense they're overwhelmed. And I think, yeah, you don't actually have to say a speech here, but is there some kind of emotion you're trying to invoke in the people? You want them to feel confident? Do you want them to feel angry? Like that you want them to sort of be more roused up so that way how do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel like they know they have the power. It's very much like the ants hooking together at the end of Bug's Life. It's you actually have the power. You are the people, and the people govern those who govern them, and have very much a just, you have the power, it's not them. Anything that tells you differently is them trying to keep you in your place.
Incredible. Yeah, no roll necessary. I think you were able to complete that clock. And so what this is going to mean is that you guys, I'm going to ask both Legati and Mask that when we do get to the meeting where Barnabas is going to talk to the marketplace and to the kingdom, is you guys are going to essentially control like 1/5 of the crowd. You're not going to be able to get everyone on your side, but you're going to control 1/5 of the crowd's reaction at the beginning. And then there will be a moment where you can decide how they react to certain information. So you guys are able to set the pace and sway a little of the emotion just for 1/5 of the crowd. And then you guys can decide together like how you think they would react or how they should. Beyond that, we then shift views to Phoenix. Phoenix, what would be your free time?
think we talked about it a little bit of it's something that she's doing at night. I don't think she's like super carving out time for it, but if she has time to do the book that Legati gave her for the lockpicking proficiency. Because I already had like 5 hours in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's probably wrapping that up while she has breaks with Oz, and Oz is probably looking at her very funny, but that's okay. I think when she comes back, she does intend to talk to Arrow. She basically has her own little space aside from the group. Not that she doesn't love the group, but she's going to be like, I'll be back the following night. But yeah, I think she's just doing small little things with Oz and trying to not stress herself out about taking a day off because she doesn't know how to do that.
I see here one of the things you wrote for free was you'd like to spend some time on maybe some training.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you still would like to do, or do you have something else in mind?
I haven't trained this Giovanna, that's the thing. I would like to, at least during the day. I think at night she'll talk to Arrow. During the day, I think she'll try and train with Giovanna. Okay. If she's open to it.
It says here, she would like to know if he would like to go with her to the monastery. Do you want to invite Arrow to the monastery?
Sure. I will, if he's not busy, I will ask if he wants to go and forewarn him that they have 12 kids and I don't know if they're coming. So she's got to go meet the wife. She's only met her once.
Surely that's the limit, right? 12. One physically cannot have more than 12. Surely. Yeah, I'll go.
Don't tell her that, because she looks like she's very happy about it, but I wouldn't tell her that because she might want to slap us in the face. But anyway, they're very cute. They do tend to kick. Yeah.
You guys, both of you, walk together out of Outslock over to Hogdale. Only like a day trip, and plus downtime doesn't really count for travel. But arriving fairly early in the morning, 6-7 in the morning, in Hogdale once again, in this small logging village, past trees and buried within the forest, surrounded by stone walls, is the Order of the Second Life. Something that I failed to describe is upon the doors are two halves of a green beetle. It is completed. The picture is completed when the doors are shut, but they currently are open. Phoenix, you bring Arrow into the monastery, which once again, stone kind of floorings that kind of stretch outwards to sort of this kind of C-like design that the walls give out. There are, the building kind of surrounds almost like a donut slightly, where there are people inside training and teaching. Phoenix, you have to chase away a teenage Goliath, confirming that Arrow's a guest by your request. Let's see here. Standing in a flat stone ground surrounded by 8 other students is a tall 6'5" satyr woman. Dark fur, headdress over her that drapes past her hips, antlers in full display, and with her eyes closed, giving breathing exercises. Without her opening her eyes, Giovanna acknowledges both of you, turning her head in your direction. She kind of directs this next line towards her students. She goes, "Keep practicing. You're doing very good." And sort of opens her eyes. "Well, good morning, Phoenix. Is it that time already?"
Yeah. At least I didn't come at 3 like last time. But that's besides the point. This is Arrow. Arrow, this is Giovanna.
Pleasure to meet you. You're a strapping young lad.
Thank you. You are very tall.
I grew myself.
Is she taller than Oz? Like by a little bit?
No.
Or are they
Oz
right?
probably has like an inch or 2 over her.
The other half is equally as tall, if not taller.
She goes, "Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Giovanna. Though Phoenix, starting from today, I asked during our trainings, you simply call me teacher or Mrs. Wilder.
Okay.
Just, part of the monastery's code of respect, just to ensure that we're all on the same page. Well, I don't want to burn any sunlight. If it is time, Phoenix, I would love to get started on your training. Mr. Arrow, would you care to join us in a bit of training, or would you rather sit and cheer from the sideline?
Oof. Let's see what you can do first. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up.
Well, I see that
As long as it's not the iron bracers, you should be fine.
Oh, no. Oh, did Oz put you through that? I'm sorry. No, actually, we could probably make use of you. I see that you do weapon yourself fairly well, Mr. Arrow. Are you proficient with a blade?
I am.
Okay.
Allegedly.
We're not gonna need steel today. We're gonna use wood.
All right.
Arrow, you were handed a wooden sword, and you are both brought to a large, kind of maybe 20-foot radius looking sphere, this sort of wooden stage that only goes up about maybe a foot. There is like this large kind of arching kind of pillar or like column that has something dangling above you as you stand right in the middle. It's a large string. She grabs this sort of heavy steel painted red ball with a hook on the very end. She grabs it. You can even see that she's struggling a little bit, and she ties it onto the rope. So now it's just a pendulum, sort of this heavy ball that's there. She goes, all right. Phoenix, I'm going to need you to wear this. Throws you a blindfold.
All right. She puts it on.
She explains that she's going to grab the pendulum ball, go to the very edge of this circular platform, and let it go. Your duty here is to essentially predict when it's going to arrive and let it dodge and let it pass you. You're encouraged not to get hit, nor are you discouraged to direct it. You're not supposed to punt it somewhere else. You're supposed to dodge and move. The max amount you can probably do is just a slight nudge. Arrow, you are asked to stay at the edge of this circular pendulum, and your goal is to run and tap it. Tap the ball, and then run to the other side where it's pendulum and tap it. And you're going to constantly run around and tap it.
Oh, he was hoping for no running. Okay. See, if we switch places, this would be great. I'm really good with a blindfold on.
It is. You do this for several hours. It sucks. It is hard. You get hurt numerous times. Arrow, there are numerous times where you don't make it. Where what happens is that Phoenix gets hit and the ball bonks a different direction. You have to kind of like immediately pivot and go run a different direction. Sometimes you don't make it. It is a grueling few hours. It's exhausting. Arrow, your legs are burning. Phoenix, you get nicked and hurt several times. But slowly you start to dance, sort of move this. And a few swings redirect it. You hear Giovanna say, I added this part. This is nothing like Obadiah's training. Phoenix. Where you ran, you have to stay still.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's more of like her intuitive stuff with her dad than it is anything with Obi.
Giovanna says, you see, both of you are working really hard to improve yourselves. But partnerships, that's a dance. Without Arrow hitting the ball, you, Phoenix, won't have any auditory clue to when to dodge. And for you, Arrow, Phoenix is hit or redirects it too much, you won't have enough time to reach the ball. Both are needed. Both are necessary. Phoenix, I need you to breathe. And that's the key word here, is you need to breathe, relax, and attune. Your previous teacher taught you to focus your anger like a hot ball of fire. Do you know what happens when you suffocate fire? When you focus it too hard?
Goes out.
But what happens when you let it have air?
It gets worse depending on your view of it, but it
You get
grows
hit.
inside.
It's a simple.
Hey, forest fires aren't a joke.
It's a simple analogy, my friend. If you give it air and you allow it to breathe, it does grow. Forest fire or not, but it does grow. And that is sort of the free actions. You guys are this is sort of a training exercise of not to run, not to tank, and not to hit. It is to dodge, dance, move, and trust that your other partners, your companions, can set you up.
It does feel bad that I was like, I didn't know you were going to have to run. Sorry.
He expected it anyway. It's all right.
At the end of all this, for like a 3-hour experience, both of you are on the floor, sore, hurt, bruised, and exhausted.
I'll just lay flat like a starfish. I'm like...
But that was a free thing you'd like to do, Phoenix. A small little moment for you guys to role play and experience as characters. I know you wrote a third thing down here. I have it, but are you interested in looking for Wakia, or are you thinking of something else?
I think she will ask Giovanna. I don't think she's going to actively seek her out, but she will ask, like, if she's seen her around. I think while we're on that, I think Phoenix has been thinking about it, because it's like everybody we come in contact kind of run some sort of risk if they're in the vicinity of the forward guard or the Potter's Guild. And Giovanna has quite the freaking family. So she would take Giovanna aside and not necessarily tell her everything, but kind of give her a shortened version of their experience, both the bad and the good, with the forward guard and what the Potter's Guild actually is. And that she doesn't want any harm to come to them. Not that she thinks it would. She's in a monastery full of people that can kick people's asses, but as a courtesy, she would tell her.
Okay. Is your intention to look? Are you trying to get like advice, or?
I think more of advice, and then if she's just seen her in general, has she come through this way? Because I don't think she's going to outwardly look for Wakia.
Okay. Then no, she has not seen Wakia. I will say this, as a downtime action for Phoenix, it is up to you whether or not you want to look for her or not. I am not going to say,
I don't think...
oh, you found her. No. It's your choice whether or not you want to look for her or not. You know that she's been reported down here. There's some estimation that she might be down here. And there is a possibility, but that is up to Phoenix. If you simply want some feedback of whether or not, like, how Giovanna thinks of the situation, that can be that can be an ask. I can give you what she thinks.
I think it's more of what she thinks. I don't think Phoenix really knows what to do with Wakia or like how to talk to her. She's tried, and it's like talking to a brick. So it's like, I don't know how to approach her. Even if I did, I don't know what I'd tell her.
I think Giovanna does not know how you can approach this person. I don't think she's never met her. She doesn't know, like, fully, even if you were to explain everything, she's like, I mean, I guess you have to be, I don't know how the emotions would ramp up, you know? Because I know how you feel. I don't know how she feels or how she reacted. So I think she is kind of in the dark for that. But as you sort of ask for her opinion, she goes, well, it seems to me that it might be an unfortunate situation where maybe your previous trainer focused her too hard, and now she's just burning hot. it sounds like to me the last time you engaged with each other that she kind of sputtered out. So I don't know what state she could be in right now. It's up to you. If you think that's a change enough where you can have a conversation.
I think eventually it will be. I oddly understand it a little bit. I just don't know how to approach her. I get it. She's pissed off at somebody that she can't be pissed off anymore about. And what's the next best thing? That's me. And I can't fix her problem. I can't. I can just try and give her information so she doesn't keep going back to the people that hurt her. But that's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I see her. Phoenix will try to find and talk to her despite the reservations. But if you don't have to do that, is there something else you'd like to do for your downtime then?
Trying to think. I don't know. Come back to me. Let me think a little bit. To think for a second. Because I was like, I'm gonna look for her, and then I was like, no, I don't want to look for her. Like, I don't think Phoenix knows what to say to her.
Okay. Arrow, before we cap off with whatever last action Phoenix would have, what would be your free time action here?
I think the last thing I had planned was more or less to hang out with Phoenix. Pretty much it. He was hoping to find more health potions, but that first week drought has him not so optimistic. So he'll probably end up passing on that and then just kind of go back and forth between Outslock and the other place whose name I forgot.
Oh, Hogdale, yeah.
Hogdale, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Then, unless there's any specific scene you'd like to have, we just simply hand wave that you have several moments alone with each other and are able to relax and enjoy one's companies.
For once.
Yeah. He's still putting off that conversation for as long as physically possible, so that'll happen whenever it happens.
And what would be your final downtime action?
For final downtime, in Outslock, he wants to go to that Temple of the Raven Queen that he and Moores spotted that one time. I don't remember if Moores actually went in or not. But he would like to go in.
Don't remember. But, yeah, you could definitely go back to sort of the Faith District. Go back to the Faith District where you can go to what looks to be a darkened, heavily darkened church that's located here. It is adorned with sort of this darkened stone and sort of tinted glass design on the outskirts. It has a beautiful white inline as well as sort of this accents. So it kind of gives this bright, kind of vibrant pop upon sort of a darkened canvas. Behind it, there is a graveyard where there are numerous flowers of numerous colors. It looks like a rainbow in the back, as there are gardeners and other people who are taking care of the yard, as well as those who have lost loved ones are currently here giving their respects and crying and living ones here. You were able to head into sort of this darkened chapel, where a lot of the clergy here are kind of, you can see that they have as opposed to the darkened space that they're in, mainly white with black accents. It's very monochromatic as you walk in. There is this a little heavy set, but sort of wide, broad-shouldered half-elven man who is kind of balding a little bit, has sort of the comb-over hair a little bit, but it's very of the warm smile of someone who's practiced the smile enough so with people who have lost loved ones. You can't be like, it sucks that that someone has died. No, there's always sort of this layer of having to show concern, and so this person has this sort of this aura. You see this half-elven man looks as you start to enter and goes, "Welcome, child. Welcome. How may we help you pray today?"
Not really sure. I'm also not really sure if I'm looking to pray just yet. More so I had questions. I was hoping maybe you could answer.
Of course. We'd be happy to share what we know. And lead you to sort of like a pew to sit. People are whispering and praying. There's not a sermon going on right now, so it's kind of like free prayer time. People aren't. There are like darkened red candles that are like all around the space. They give this place a little bit of like this almost somber, eerie vibe, but it's topped upon these smiling faces of, people who understand death, worship death, or at least the transfer of through it. And so it's this weird clash of feelings, but this person sits down with you.
So what does the Raven Queen do? What is she? I'm not well versed, if you couldn't tell.
Of course. The Raven Queen represents the natural transfer between life and death. It is not a celebration of death. It is the celebration of the end, and obviously the cycle that follows through. It is the process of shifting one's life to the life next.
Right, okay. Does she have any, like, cohorts? People who do this sort of transition with her? For her?
There was a time where the Raven Queen had champions, those who would be alongside her, be an extra voice and a sort of an extra satellite, essentially, to help those understand the process of shifting between life and death. I hope that is the request you're asking. Is there? It sounds like you are interested in another form of assistance that the Raven Queen would have.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of something like a psychopomp.
I see. The Raven Queen's domain and what she oversees is essentially all psychopumps beyond her own pantheon. There is a shared understanding that certain psychopumps, depending on their section of worship or location, that they could be led to the Raven's Queen and her judgment. I think he thinks for a bit and goes, we probably do have some literature on well-known psychopumps. There are minor ones as well as major known psychopumps that are out there.
I would be greatly interested in that, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course. Kind of walks you through and brings you sort of this under library, sort of this catacomb, kind of arched sort of entryways and sort of like long empty cavern spaces with their shelves and such of just old tomes. Sort of starts to thumb through them. Pulls one. It looks like while the shelves they don't get a lot of dusting because it's stone. Definitely the books themselves look like they've been well taken care of. Pulls one out, and it's not minor psychopumps. It's more of the major psychopumps you would kind of experience. There's like there's the boatman. There is there is the jackal. There's the beetle. You do see that there is on the list of importance and sort of domain, the captain, something that you would recognize, is kind of listed as one of these major psychopumps, because the sea is such a large, wide body and area of space that it kind of makes sense that the captain is kind of has a large range to claim and to transfer souls. Each of these psychopumps have different ways to transfer their souls. Some of them take almost immediately. Some of them are quick. Some of them are like a high buy. Some of them do have to go through a couple of trials based on their means and whims, kind of like what their nature is. You find, I'll say actually to learn, kind of get a judgment, roll me a religion check.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, dirty 20.
All right. You thumb through a couple of these, and there are a couple of psychopumps who are like, I'm so happy I'm not with like the beetle or like that psychopump, or I'm so happy I'm not with all these other ones. Some of them take like centuries. They can hold on to the souls for centuries and then have them go through trials and then shove them off to whatever afterlife that they decree is the best, or present them in front of the Raven Queen or other pantheons. You get a sense that the captain keeps you under their crew for maybe a few years. You would serve your time helping transfer of souls, and then afterwards you are then presented to a deity like the Raven Queen, and then shifted over to whatever afterlife suits you best. Yeah, it's any other position you would be in, it would be bad.
Yeah,
probably a little worse.
I think he has a little gratitude as he's reading that.
I think what strikes you very much so with a Dirty 20 is it's wild to see that in all of these examples, not just with the captain, there's not one story about a psychopump retiring or shifting hands to somebody else. There's no documentation nor information, any stories of this happening ever. And I think that's probably with a Dirty 20. It's the lack of information that causes you to sweat a little bit.
Great. Yep. Okay. I think that's primarily what he wanted to know. He'll go back to that half elf unless he was like hanging around or something.
Yeah, he was kind of near the entrance as you sort of returned back. Because I hope you found what you were looking for. Is there anything else that our Raven, that our maiden can help you with?
Yet to be seen, but I'll probably be back. What's your name?
Harold.
Pleasure, Harold. I think we'll be seeing each other again.
Holds a basket. He goes, "It was a pleasure."
Yeah, right. I'll toss it a couple coins.
Ash is dying over there.
Yeah.
Like
2
flashbacks.
coins. 2. And then he'll wander out.
Incredible. Shifting back to you, Phoenix, just to cap off the last of our downtime actions here. Anything that you've decided?
Yeah, she's gonna go rip the band-aid. Whether the man tells her anything, that's up to him. She's going to pull Arrow aside at night after she's done training and probably way too fucking sore, but to a different room and just talk to him for a little bit about things that she has not outwardly said and has just thought them and has not doesn't think that that's a good idea to keep doing that.
Lovely. I'm afraid.
Again, sorry for... Didn't know she was going to make you run. Could have guessed, though. That was, like, the nicer thing, I feel like, in comparison to the iron bracers on my legs. That was the nicer one.
That's, pretty rough. I was kind of expecting the running, just given how you are. But wow. No, I like her. I think she's good. I like what she teaches.
I think she has to be that calm because if you have 12 children, I think you go insane if you're not. But just a guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I would probably assume the same.
Just, you'd probably like her husband. We jumped trees. It was fun.
Is he also a satyr?
Yes. Also huge. And probably hits like a motherfucker, like a freight train, but it's okay. It was fun.
tree jumping satyr. I'm not sure that's something I want to see, but I'm glad it's working out for you, Phoenix.
I have to ask, and I know you're going to hate that I ask, but are you actually okay? Because I don't buy the line that you're fine all the time. I know everybody else does, so we can keep moving, but are you actually fine?
Yeah, I really do mean it. Actually, I think I'm better now than I've been in years. So,
I think she's going to insight check you. She does
Go for
not
it.
believe.
I mean,
Go
well,
for it.
I'll ask this question for Arrow. Well, tell you what, Arrow, I'm going to ask you to just roll a d20, add either your persuasion or deception. Don't tell us which is which. Just give us the result.
Six.
I didn't roll yet, but I was like, her modifier is 8.
Nobody was at all.
23 with a rock.
I think this unveils whether or not you were attempting to deceive or persuade. Which one was it?
I was attempting to persuade. He sincerely thinks he is better than he has been.
Then I think you read that like a book, Phoenix. I think you see that, yeah, he is very, very confident. I think there's sort of this new light that wasn't there before.
I think she just smirks. Well, glad you're not lying this time.
I don't consider myself a liar.
Only when needed.
Yeah. Actually, maybe about that. Maybe I am a little bit more of a liar than I ought to be. Something happened a while ago, which contributes to my good mood, and I'll have to explain that a little bit more. But you'll just have to hear me out. And he'll just take the glove off.
Semi-transparent skin that is almost ghostly in some ways, where it's almost like transparent color that does have like mass. You can feel it. It does complete a hand, you know, but it is transparent enough where you can see the bone behind it.
I think she thinks before she speaks, and it's like an awkward 5-second pause before she says anything. This is attributing to your good mood.
Yes. So, I made a deal with something, and it took me a minute to process what the hell I actually did and what it's going to mean, but I actually think I'm content with it. This is the result of that deal. I don't know if it's going to spread. I haven't really accounted for it going past the wrist. But, yeah, that's why I've been so, careful about keeping my gloves on.
What deal did you make?
I told you about my brother, right?
Yeah, and I made you an offer.
And I appreciate the offer, Phoenix. But there's no body left. His bones are scattered at the bottom of the ocean. Half of them might be consumed by different sea creatures, I don't know. He has no tombstone. There's nowhere I can fetch him. But someone I talked to the thing that's holding his soul. I've seen him before. Many times now, actually. Once when I was younger, and that's kind of how... He might have set me up, but whatever. I also saw him when I died, and then I saw him again when Moores was taken into the book. He has my brother. And I don't know for how much longer, but he has him. I saw him. My eyes switched with him. I can see through Alto's eyes. So I made him a deal. He said he wanted to give up his place as captain of this ghost ship, and in return, he'd hand over my brother. So, we shook on
So
it.
you're switching.
Yeah.
I think Phoenix goes blue screen for 1 sec. Because she's contemplating, and so this is not a pointed ask. This is a legitimate, curt question. Were you planning on breaking your promise then? Or was I only supposed to keep that part?
What do you mean?
About enjoying your life while you're alive.
I am. I got to meet your trainer. We train together. We're going on adventures with friends. I have never had this much fun before. I am enjoying it. And I am, for now, still alive.
Is this what you truly want? Is this... If there is no other way, this is your full-fledged decision, despite everything that we're doing. Not just me, the group.
I already made the deal.
That doesn't
I can't
answer
go
the
back.
question.
I can't go back.
Well, I was going to bring you in here to tell you that I think... I don't know what I'm doing, I guess, with our relationship. I'm kind of confused about how to keep you safe and happy, and I really think I'm doing a bad job now that that's out, but,
I'm a grown man, Phoenix. It's not your job to keep me safe and happy.
It's not. That's just part of the deal of a relationship. And that's saying a lot coming from me, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know if I can stay then. I have to think about it.
Right. Of course. I kind of figured as much. Well,
I just think there's another way. And I say that because of something we learned in the Frozen Howl about how heat or warmth or light, whatever verb you want to put there, it leaves them, and that's when they pass over. So what if, Legati's great at changing things. What if we, and she'll put her hand out and just light a little bit of flame. Put the light back into your brother's soul. It can be done somehow. I don't know how. That's not how I'm gifted.
he needs a body. And more than that, I made a promise. I have to keep it.
I'll say that, unless you want to add anything else, Phoenix.
I think she just says if that's what you want, and I think I think she leaves and she goes to like the monastery. Like she doesn't leave angrily, but she does leave. Like she doesn't know what to say or how to finish the conversation. So she's like, if that's what you want, and does not say if they're done or not. She just needs to think.
Yeah.
But
I think
she just
there's
says
a moment of breathing.
be back in the morning.
I think,
Yeah.
both of that is sort of, I think we see a split screen. If this was a movie, we saw a split screen right in half where we see Arrow somewhere where this conversation was happening in Hogdale, where there's like a bench outside a park and just looking up at the stars. And we look back on the other side and we see Phoenix currently sitting on a stone bench that's located somewhere in the monastery looking at the same set of stars, and just people just going, both are just sort of a mixture of relief that information it's finally out, but soreness from body as well as maybe a bit of emotion. Perfect. So it's a few things I told. Now that we're done, we are officially done with downtime, everyone. Everyone had 3 weeks to relax and enjoy themselves. That was enjoyable, right? A little bit of relationship hurdling. So I want to introduce a little bit of a new mechanic here. Very stolen from Daggerheart. Not Daggerheart. Blaze in the Dark.
Blaze.
So with 3 weeks being a bit of floaty when it comes to time, because we weren't. It's not like, everything was. What's the word I'm thinking here?
Chronological.
Chronological. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's not like chronological. Everything was like settling one after the other. We could have tackled these tasks in any number of ways at any number like periods within 3 weeks. So this means because time was a bit floaty, you could have spent longer or spent additional time where maybe you were in opposed to just relaxing. You could have been doing other stuff, whether it was training, learning, or doing something else. So after each downtime, you're going to gain a new resource called a flashback. At any point, if you need help with a roll, any roll, or you want some additional direction or information, you can cash in that flashback. You cannot gain it back unless you have another downtime. And we can set a scene of what allows you to be more ready for the situation at hand, or maybe another point in time where you were during this downtime, you started to learn or something like that. So you have a new resource in hand, which is your flashback. You have one flashback to gain. Each of you get one. Here are some lingering abilities, things that should unlock, things that feel very thematic based on what you guys have chosen to do during your downtime, or some new complications that arise because of your downtime. Who knows? Arrow, the captain is gifting you the locate creature spell. It works. You can only use it once per day. It works for only undead, so you can locate undead with this creature with this spell. It requires you to unveil your hand, and it also requires nearby water, seawater to be specific. You can carry seawater with you, but if there is none available, that's the component. That's the material component to cast the spell.
Got it. Seawater and hand.
Yeah. Mask, I'm going to say with your new identity, I'm going to say that if you keep on working on it, I think 1 week is not enough time to really cement it as an ability. However, I'm going to say this is you starting it. If you keep on working on it, I'll say that you'll be able to give yourself advantage by setting up Mask with your alternate identity. Remind me again, her name is I think it's her.
Rita Kintsuki. So yeah.
So if you're a Rita and you want to set up Mask, you're like, you should meet my friend Mask. I will allow that to be like you are setting yourself up. You know the situation. You know how to word it. So that's something you can work up to. Phoenix, with your calm training, you can use a reaction. And much like your deflect missiles ability, you can do the same for melee attacks. Minus the option to redirect it. So if you're able to reduce damage down to 0, you cannot spend a key point to redirect it. You can only
so just no throwback, basically.
Much like the pendulum, you can only shift and move and dance. It's the only thing you can really do. Does
Okay.
cost a reaction. Legati, with your goal to usurp a god, it does not go unnoticed, this research.
It's fine.
A god is aware of you now. Now, which
Oops.
god? That's something I'm going to leave in your court. You can decide on what domain of a god, or because we don't have to call out an actual god. You could just say like, Forge God is aware of me. Say whatever you wish. So we're going to decide that a god is aware of you looking up how to usurp a deity. This may add some complications, or depending on how you workshop this, it could be a good thing. Not all gods like each other. We don't know.
Yeah.
And so that is sort of the complications and new abilities that are being handed out due to this downtime. You guys have took time to improve yourself, and these are sort of the near end results. Let's see here. What else? So we have our flashbacks, our new abilities and complications. And now we shift over to back to the grip. Mask, you are brought into, once again, the grip, which is this antique center owned by Tavit, our fiendish Bengal tiger devilkin. You are led inside, and you are led past the counter, past what looks to be these like beaded, like a door. You know, like how they have like beaded curtains. You were led past the beaded curtains, and as you start to follow Tavit, because I think she informs you that she got some new equipment for you guys. I think as she's walking you down this spiraling staircase, touching different bricks and dispelling certain magical enchantments, this place is warded like crazy. It is very difficult to just up here or walk down here uninvited. She tells you, it took some time to find some interesting things that I think you would be interested in. Now, normally, I have a wide assortment of things to provide. I am a little light, but that's fine. I have some things you might be interested in. Who knows? Brings you down as the spiraling staircase comes to an end, and there's a circular room that is this sort of stone and copper plating around. There's a large desk that she steps over, sort of smoking a hookah as she does so. And there are these boxes that are filled with colored liquid, and each of them have body parts with labels on them. Some of them read like celestial liver. Some of them are, hag's eye. Some like these are like ingredients that you see that one of them is in a smoker that is currently on. You can hear kind of like an engine like popping as it's currently whatever's inside. It's got this pink gray matter. It looks like a brain that's deflated, and it's being like all the air is being sucked out and pushed into sort of this tube. Full mad scientist in here, but she does hit a switch behind the counter, and sort of this glass container turns, and you are beholden to 3 items that are here. The first one she holds only by the handle. It is a dagger. The blade of the dagger is it's nearly transparent. It has a greenish hue. It's almost like you're holding tainted glass a little bit. As she grabs it by the handle and moves it, it kind of bends. It's almost like it's not steel. It's very odd. She places like a pillow under it and places it down. She goes to the next one, and it is a locket on a golden chain, which has a beautiful gold heart that sets where like the heart is, and it has a nice ruby implanted in it. She sort of lays it down. And the other one, it looks like the tip of a wand, about maybe 3 inches. It has numerous light blue sigilling that goes around sort of the base of it. And she places that as well on the counter. She motions over to the dagger. I was able to procure this one. Took me some time, but luckily, I had some informants down in the Jewel Unity who found that this was a very interesting piece. This is the Viper's Fang. It is... she picks up, she goes, as you could see that the blade itself is not actually steel. It is magically enchanted. Upon striking an enemy, it will not slash a person. Instead, pushing it into someone will cause a splash of acid. Additionally, and she grabs a glass vial, turns the blade upside down and squeezes the handle, and it starts to ooze acid, and she creates the item a vial of acid. So you can essentially milk it to make a vial of acid. She goes, it can create the additional resources, but to only do this probably once every sunrise, every dawn. It is very useful in hand-to-hand. It is very dangerous long range. If you were to throw it, it does not simply splash. It explodes. It will do a major damage upon doing so. It can be summoned back, and she's holding that vial of acid. She puts a palm over it, grips it, and a handle forms from the top of the vial, and so does the blade. And then the acid that was in the vial disappears. She goes, you can resummon it. Of course, you need to be attuned to it, but you can resummon it to your hand, so long as you do have a vial of acid in hand. So mechanically, it is called the Viper's Fang. The price tag on it is 2,800 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ.
It does not deal slashing damage. Instead, it deals does 3d4 plus your modifier, your dex modifier of acid damage. So it does not even do slashing. No slashing. You can throw it. Upon throwing it, it does 3d6 plus your dexterity modifier of acid damage upon a hit. It splashes on the target, evaporating away. The wielder of the dagger can spend a bonus action and a vial of acid to resummon it into their hand. Additionally, you can pass an alchemy check of 16 with tools to extract a vial of acid once per dawn. I will throw that down into chat. Let's see here. The other one, she motions over to the locket, the golden locket with sort of the ruby in the middle. This is a magic item that everyone can recognize. It is an amulet of health. It requires attunement. Upon attuning, your constitution score is locked in at 19 while you're wearing this amulet.
Damn.
It has no effect if your constitution is already 19 or higher without it. This one has a price tag of 5,000 gold pieces.
Jesus.
You guys have run into this before. Tavern's not cheap.
I know. I was like, our 350 credit feels like $3.50. All right.
And lastly, so there's a
That's how I
last.
feel right now.
There's a last. Do you only have $3? Wait, what? How much credit do you have with her again?
I wrote down 350.
Oh boy.
I don't think we have 35. That's why I'm saying I feel like we got $3.50. And our bill is a lot
Also,
more.
I think we technically used some of that credit, so we only have 145 left.
No, I think I bought the health potions for us, and I didn't
did you?
use the credit. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, no, Phoenix bought those. I took it out of my money, and then I just wrote down
Then-
350.
The
But
last one,
maybe-
it is a wand tip. It's supposed to go on the tip of a magic wand. Any kind of standard magic wand will work. The name of it is the Barnley Radius. The Barnley
I'm not writing that down.
Radius Wand Band. It requires attunement. It requires a wand for it to be placed upon. When casting a spell
read
of
this
first
part
level
right.
or higher that deals AoE damage, so a radius damage, you can choose to sacrifice damage die, a max up to 2, for an increased radius of 5 feet for the radius. So you can go, cool, Fireball does, was it 8d6 I'm going to sacrifice 2 of those to do 66, and then the radius grows by 10. You can also do vice versa, where you reduce the radius, and in exchange, you add 2 extra die.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
This one is 4,200 gold pieces. For those who have
12,000 for all 3.
For those who have a long history in terms of the games I told, this is called the Barn Lee wand band. It is. She tells you, I had to procure this from a competitor over in Mosted. I got it at a good discount, so I have to make some coin out of it.
What's
Love you,
Mask
Gina.
current constitution?
My current constitution is a 12, so I have a +1.
Okay. Like, and you don't have
No.
toughness or anything, right?
No.
So, and you are your class again?
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Okay. So you're a sorcerer with a con modifier of 1. So your current hit points should be about 47 max if you
45.
take 45. Okay. So if you went up to 19, so your con modifier would be 5, then it would take you to like 83.
No, con modifier before, because only evens.
Wait, 19?
19 is...
I have an intelligence.
20 is
19
5.
should be +5.
No. Wait.
Mm.
No, it's 18.
really?
20 is
19
the only +5,
yeah.
I think.
Okay, that's what it is.
Mm.
Then you'd be at 74. So 20 more hit points you're looking at, which is pretty good.
Yes, and as far as like gold, I know that I've just out of the hypothetical 2,000 that was my share, I spent around 250. So, I do have the specifics because I like math. So I would be willing to put a chunk of mine towards it, but I could sell my kidney. I could sell a couple Fey people I know in the Feywild. I don't know.
I don't think we don't need to owe Tavant again, right? We did a whole thing. Yeah,
Are you looking for coin?
yeah,
No, Javin.
We got a long list of stuff we got to do. We had a whole thing about it. We talked about it. Yeah, like Legati would kick in like 1,000 that he's not using. You know, all the money was found in a bag of holding, so it's like, whose is it? Like, you know, it might as well go to a thing, because between the HP and any of your concentration spells, you being able to hold on to concentration better, that would be really good.
I agree.
That's in his full 2K. He's been pulling out of his pockets because he has around like 700 in his pockets. So like, you can have my 2K. I'm not gonna use it.
That should cover it. If I spend the rest of mine, and Legati puts in 1,000, and Arrow puts in there too, that gets us to 5. Or just shy.
We'll put in our $3.50.
Oh yeah, that too.
Everyone put
Sorry. It's 350, but damn. Tavant, you can't give it. I know you did credit. I know I'm not giving you my fucking soul again, but
Oh, I don't repeat tricks twice. It's
I could give
beneath
you
me.
somebody else's. Trying to think.
I could provide
What
some
awful thing
credit
do you
for,
need?
curiosity.
What's that?
She looks over to Legati and goes, "You're a very curious
Don't hurt my
person.
wizard.
You're a very curious person. I would like to hold on to a moment of inspiration that when I feel like it is prevalent, I would like to imbue you with nothing but curiosity towards my focus. And I will say mechanically what this means is if you would like, you can make a deal with Tavant now, and at any point in this campaign, she only has one use of it, she can go, that's curious. I want all of Legati's curiosity to focus on one thing.
Like having a string in a different type of TTRPG on somebody.
Sounds like a lot of trouble for something we could just buy, right? I'd rather just pay gold than have that hanging over us.
Yeah, that's a little cursed.
Yeah.
I saw what we had to do last time, at least the end of it.
Yeah, I'd rather bring you like a Marrow Monolix or something that you could destruct.
Arrow starts going through his bag again. Spider fang, snow horn shoe horn thing, serrated starfish tooth. I'm still holding on to this for you.
I've got good coffee.
You have some meticulous some like components of body parts you've been collecting, Arrow. Yeah. If you want to sell it all, we can go through the list and I'll put like a price for all of them, just like as a big chunk.
Ooh. He's into this.
Okay. What do you
Sure.
have? Right now?
I have the serrated starfish tooth from Lone Guard.
Mm-hmm.
I have a giant spider fang. I have in parentheses poison ?
Okay.
And then I have a snow horn from the goats. And I think he'll also just toss in, I have trap schematics. I don't remember where they're from, but I do have those also.
And
And a book on death and resurrection that I stole from Ioun's temple.
Jesus.
Oh, that might actually be worth something.
My note on that one was hell yeah.
That might be worth something. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put this into 3 different tiers. We have what looks to be animal parts and creature parts. We have trap schematics is useful. I don't know if it's gonna be that worth it to have it. She will pay for an amount. She probably won't be that as much. The book on resurrections from Ioun's temple. She definitely has an aversion to the divinity, and she wanted she wanted the items just to fuck with people, just to fuck with the churches anyways. So that's always sort of that's less worth it and more appealing to her bit of evil nature. I'll say for the starfish tooth, the giant spider fang, and the horn, I'll say that she can give you. I can't decide whether I'm gonna go low, medium, or high. So why don't you roll me a persuasion check?
Consistently
Can I
very
help?
good at those.
Can you help? Yeah, you could help. Do you want to step in and kind of be the presenter, or?
Please
We
speak.
throw
I think
the
I
diamond on
would.
there.
I'll hand things over to Mask so Mask can actually pitch them. I'll be like, oh, this is where we got it. This is what it is.
Very, was it Diana White or what is the Dana White?
Yeah.
Vanna White.
Vanna White.
That's what it is. I haven't seen. Was it Will Fortune?
The UFC guy. That's Dana White. Is very different kind of person.
I know neither.
Beat the shit out of you. No, we want model. We don't want to get her.
We want Vanna.
Yeah, we want Vanna White. I haven't seen Wheel of Fortune forever. You go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, at advantage? ?
Yeah, I'll say that Arrow, you can give Mask advantage.
Ah,
Be nice, Dice. Don't put that clay with me.
Nope. That's
They're not allowed to play.
So yeah, no. We're gonna do double purple. Like, why not? 19.
19. Okay. I'll say that for the body parts alone, she'll give 100 each. So that's 300 in total. Just for the body parts. For the trap schematics, not worth it to her. I'll say with the 19, she'll give a max of 100. You know, she can probably construct a few things, sell it to the right people. It's going to take her time, and she's not really that interested in kind of hunting in that way. The things that she hunts requires better schematics. Yeah, this
we
is
have
pretty standard.
750 if we include the credit. How much would she give anything for that diamond Phoenix has?
Well, hold on. I'm not done yet. Then
Oh,
for the Book
we
of
still have our stuff.
Resurrections from Ion's Temple, that I'll see with the 19. That's the one that kind of perks her interest. I think there's sort of this grin of, oh, yeah, I like that. I think she's willing to give 500 for that, just for the book. So 300,
sell
100,
all
that's
of it.
900 gold pieces for all this stuff.
Take it. All yours. I have no use for it.
Perfect.
And actually,
That
I will
puts us
say
at
he probably has a
1250.
little resistance giving things up because he kind of is a little bit of paranoid. He likes carrying everything. He doesn't get rid of things often, but he's like, worth it. You can put this to use.
And sorry, what was that Phoenix?
If she had any interest in the diamond.
Remind me again the diamond, what that is?
The blue diamond from the Frozen Hell.
Oh, the crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that she checked and she was like, oh, that's just a regular diamond, but I just want to see what she would give for it.
I think she tells you, I'm not a jeweler. I don't know the exact cost of it. So I would have to wait, give an estimate, and have enough to hire a jeweler and sell it on my own. Let me go back to my notes in terms of what my
Cleric
estimate.
is somewhere is yelling 350. Depending on how big it is.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here's the blue. I think she would be willing. One persuasion check, actually.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
that's been great. Okay. At least it's not a negative. That's high for me. Let's see. I think it's a +0. Plus a rock. That's only a 14.
200.
Because like, when the hell am I going to use this? She'll look at Legati because she gave it to Legati for a purpose. Can you use that, or is it better put towards this to masks thing?
I'm not particularly attached to it at the moment. If it goes to a greater purpose,
And she puts the diamond in the pile.
Swindled. There's your 200.
She doesn't need it if she has to do Revivify, technically. So it's okay.
Okay. Any other trades we're doing here? Beyond that, hopefully you guys are doing math, because I would only ask. We'll count.
You
out
said
who's getting what.
900 plus 200, but I don't think you factored in the credit.
We have 1450 in credit with everything Arrow just spent and what we had previously, and the diamond.
So we
And
have
Arrow
14,
is
If you
15.
bought the health portions.
He's still willing to toss in his 2K on top of that.
I was gonna say, with my 1700,
Mhm.
Legati and Arrow could each put 1K in and we're covered.
Okay.
There you go.
Minus your goals.
I'm out.
Minus your goals.
So for the group money, I have 1K left. Legati has 1K left, and Phoenix has her 2K left.
Yeah, I haven't put
Yes.
anything in yet. I just put in the diamond. I guess I should put that in my inventory. I haven't done that.
Yes, please keep your money in check. I will not be able to look over
She
your
doesn't
shoulder.
spend money. Much.
yeah, I spent stuff on scrolls and everything, so I've spent down. But yeah,
She spent money on new
I took the
clothes with
2K.
masks that she hasn't worn. And food. That's it.
Well, Maska, after everyone puts in their money and you put in yours, as well as sort of the trading credit, you can go ahead and get yourself an amulet of health. I will also say, because this is part of sort of downtime, we're sort of finishing up everything here. You could attune to it right now. Would just take a day or even just an hour.
I will
Let me
indeed
remove
attune.
this diamond. I think I may have removed it because I gave it to Legati. Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
So you purchase the amulet of health. The less is there any interest in the Viper's Fang or the Barnley Radius Wand Band?
Mask still
The
has
band
2
is how
giggles.
much? The band is how much,
band-
Mike?
It's in
4,200.
Yeah.
Hold.
Yeah, I think as far as I go, that's the Amulet of Health is what I was looking for essentially. So the knife is really tempting, as is the wand tip, but I think we need to make some more money first, and not with her.
I love Gina Lee. Sorry, Gina. In an alternate universe, alternate timeline. Sorry, Gina. I don't have enough money.
Mask has her on the list to impersonate at some point because they're making that list.
I mean,
but does not want to be indebted to her.
it's. I think she looks.
I will ask if.
What's up?
Oh, I was going to ask her about that crystal ball. So I remember it was broken or something like when we first met her, and she said, "Oh, I'm working on it," and it was like to spy on people or some shit. I don't remember.
She's still working on it. It's not complete yet. It's gonna take some time.
Okay.
I think she does take the crystal that you sort of sold her, as well as all the body parts from Arrow, and goes, some of these might be able to be used for constructive purposes, repairing. Material is a lot of people negate the use of bodily material and how it can be used in arcane enchantment.
Boy, do
That's
they.
the truth.
Yeah. I think she does lean against the counter and looks to UMass and goes, you know, if you're looking for extra credit, and I am open always for deals in business, I can restore the tooth and maybe even cut the cord, as it were. I see you have a lingering tether. Though I will warn you, doing so means that they are not beholden in keeping your well-being in mind. But it is up to you for the price of freedom.
You know, I think we should talk about that more later when we discuss your eating a fake hind.
Totally
You
fine.
know, we have other things at the moment, as Legati has said. But we can discuss more. Along with payment in kind, yeah. So let's simmer on that.
I will always be here, ready for a deal when you've decided to. If there's no other means of purchase, you can see yourselves out. New item in hand, a little lighter in gold, but or material, I should say. And I will say, we're going to cap this off this episode with the speech, the meeting that's going to happen today. Not today specifically. Obviously, we're ending out of downtime. This has all been building up to the last bit of time on the last week of when Barnabas St. Clair is going to make his speech on behest of the crown at the marketplace. You guys are brought, or at least find yourselves in the marketplace. 1/5 of the crowd here that's starting to gather. There are hundreds of people here. They've heard the decree. There are town criers who are calling for this meeting, letting people know advance. People have taken they have taken time off work to come here to hear the king's decree through a representative. There are, I think the best way to describe it is that, maybe I don't need to describe it. I can just show you.
Can I be on a roof? Can Phoenix be on a roof? Because I don't like this whole gather everybody and then, release gas type of business, because that seems kind of what this is about. And I don't like this.
Welcome to the marketplace.
Alrighty.
So, right here is where Barnabas is going to make his declaration. It looks like the stage that you guys, when you first went into the marketplace looking for the hag, saw that it was open. There was no like cloth covering. It looks like it now has sort of this arching cloth covering, just sort of keep the sun out. But there's like this sort of amphitheater-like space that they built. They essentially took a lot of benches and seating spaces and made kind of this half circle. This wasn't here before. They moved some of the shops that were originally in this sort of almost lowered pit section and moved them out. They are giving space for a crowd. So there are shops around. People are congregating, getting ready. Yeah, you can hear people talking amongst themselves as the Ostracon have taken some key points. They've sort of split. They're not all like, it's not like 1/5 the crowd is like in one section. They're spreading out. They have talked to both Legati and Mask in terms of how to react, and we will decide what that emotion state is. You can hear kind of murmuring and whispers of people saying, people are interested and waiting to hear what, the crown is going to say and what this represented. Who's this represented? Why did they pick this person to sentence out this decree from the crown? What does that even mean? What does that mean in terms of the relationship? What kind of oversight is going to be proposed? And you hear like there's a mixture of emotions. Majority, the other fourth of the crowd is confused or a bit positive. It's the Ostracon who are like, I'm suspicious. So I'm going to ask both Mask and Legati, what do we think the Ostracon, how is their emotional state right now? How should they be kind of swaying? How should they be talking to like their neighbors?
I would say a combination of like, this is a huge like surrender from the opposition because we made this happen. Like this is a win that they're even addressing. Like they're having to try to pacify these the growing discontent because they know it's legitimate. So that, but also like I think reflexive skepticism. It's like, how these rich people are. They're never going to actually give anything up. They're not going to give up any control or whatever. So we're going to have to keep holding their feet to the fire. But we're here to, see what they have to say. But, we're not going to just, swallow it down. That kind of like, reflexive, I think, working class thing of like, it's all bullshit. I think that kind of works pretty well here, right? You'd have to be a fool to believe this is going to fix everything, right?
Right.
And I would add also a conscientious towards like propaganda speech points, especially with what both Mask and Legati have been doing. Mask as a Rita, of course, but like, there's a skepticism too about somebody, that whole like saying a lot of positive things without saying anything at all. I think there's like also a prep and awareness on that front too.
Okay. Knowing that the announcement's going to happen from this tent, it's going to be open wide enough where Barnabas can be seen. His voice will carry. Where would you guys like to place yourself on the map? I will say that we won't have anything sort of heavy happen today. We're just going to get things started, and then we'll begin. So the map will probably be populated by the time we come back.
Mask is going to be in the center as a Rita, with, a couple of the more vocal, aware, long-term Ostracon members that have decided to kind of have that center of the crowd position. Maybe like 2 other people.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Legati just wants to be like hanging near the back because he's tall. So maybe standing near the back and like looking over people. Like, I think he's making a point of like, he's not in disguise. and he's not hiding. He's here to hear them out. Legati is also like feels like it would be very hard to put him in jail again if he didn't want to go in jail. Like half of his spells and abilities are like I cannot be jailed at this point. So he kind of like doesn't want to hide. He's like, yeah, let's see what they have to say, and here I am, and I'm standing here listening.
Become ungovernable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Arrow?
I'm going to be hanging out kind of toward the flank. Essentially, the idea is if something happens and they try to run, I will catch you.
Right.
I will be here in case Barnabas tries to, like, pull some silly shit. He's ready to jump.
Okay, and then looks like Phoenix, you're kind of having the same thought, but on the opposite end.
Yeah, I think she's more there, like, in front to read body language. And then if she has line of sight on Legati or Mask, you have the earrings that Phoenix gave you, so you can always cast a message. But I think she tries to stay within 150 feet of Mask just in case.
Oh, 100. Yeah, you're very close.
I think she's just trying to read body language if he's going to freaking signal somebody to pull some shit, or if she sees any masked creepos come out. That's the idea.
So I'm going to say this is where you guys end up. Prior to that, it looks like you still got like maybe an hour until the meeting actually occurs. The crowd is starting to gather, so it's a good thing that you found yourselves here early. You're able to get like a good space to stand, position yourself where if anything happens, you know where you can stand and sort of get yourself there. Yeah, people are talking amongst themselves. There's a lot of discussions of, I heard it's going to be the head of a guild that's going to be giving out the announcement. Is that legal? Is that okay? I guess so. They work closely with the crown. So you hear another conversation saying, I heard that there was going to be a forward guard here. I don't see anyone. Where's, I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can hear a conversation of like, I know that, what's their name? I know Boris, see Boris and I think it's Laura.
I think it's Linda. Hold on. I wrote them all down at some
Linda's
point.
the drunkard, right?
Yeah,
she's the
Linda's
cleric.
The drunk cleric. Yeah, Boris and Linda. I've heard Boris and Linda are still over at the Unity. So, where's the rest of the guard? Where's Wakia?
Might
Where's
Cooley? I forgot her name.
Not here. Please don't be here. Okay.
Where's Cooley? Where's
Cooley? Sorry.
Where's Chapel? And you can kind of hear talks of that. And no one is. I think that starts as you start to hear the rumors. That kind of worries you no one knows where they are, and it doesn't. They've been reported to be here. It sounds like Barnabas is not going to be alone. But you don't see any other guard here. There are standard peacekeepers, but they're just normal foot soldiers that are just sort of here.
Is the attitude like? I guess it might depend on like if they're in favor of us or whatever, but are people nervous that they don't see where these people are, or are they still like, I heard that they were like celebrities, like they were going to be here and I want to see them, right?
I'll say, yeah, about, again, only the Ostracon are very negative or skeptical. So the other fourths of the sort of this crowd are either neutral or positive. So they're either like, oh, I thought they're going to be here. What happened to them? Or there are people who are like separatists who are like, I thought I was going to see Wakia. Where is she? So you're kind of getting both spectrums. And then of course you have the minority who are like, I hope they're not here. Yeah, I'm going to ask you all to roll me perception checks, if you don't mind.
Do I have?
I feel like Daddy's puppet has to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere. Considering he
Do
doesn't.
I have disadvantage, Mike?
It is daytime.
Let's see.
17.
17.
7.
Should know what this is by now.
7.
So bright.
22.
The hat is wonderful, but
22.
I also got a 7 without it.
maybe it's the hat. Maybe the hat is the problem.
Hat's too low. It's like, whoops.
Yeah.
Mask, you said
Kissing.
you have 17, right?
I did.
Mask has dealt with some of the Mask has you've dealt with Chapel and Wikia.
They thought they were
Ask us
hot,
a
and then they hated them.
We have a hot boy revelry, the rival, at least on Mask's end. Like
Phoenix said we could find a different twink. We need to find a different one.
You see, I'll say, Mask, you look behind as you're currently looking around, and you see just sort of the hue of a mint green skin. You see that there's a cloak that is large enough to go over sort of the rammed horns that are over. Lithe form, sort of leaning against one of the tents behind. I'll say that you catch a view of them. I'm going to use this as a marker. This is not exactly where they are, but this is, you can see that's where you last saw them. So you last saw a vision of what looked to be Chapel over here. Phoenix, you got a 22. You can hear people, you're standing next to like a lifted cliffside, basically like an elevated space where people can stand over. There's a bit of like grass railing and wooden railing here. People are talking amongst themselves. You can hear sort of the whispers and talk. You look up, and for a brief second, you see something mint green, white poofy hair. And I'll say once again, as a marker, you think you might have caught a vision of Chapel here.
How much gold are we putting on Barnabas isn't even actually going to show up, and it's just going to be another one of Chapel's illusions?
It's all Chapel.
It's all
He does
Chapel.
illusions. That's kind of his thing.
I know! I hate him!
I think if
fight
she
him,
would,
to
she's
fight-
going to try and catch Mask's attention and be like,
Mask is gonna give the like, and then look at Arrow and do the Yzma thing where they're like,
but she's like trying to signal like near her chest, not near her chest, but like not like pointing that way. Like she doesn't want to raise her hand above, trying to like gesture where she sees Chapel. Or even if she doesn't see you understanding her, she's going to point to like the earrings, like.
no, Mask is on it and like is like, and then tries to catch Arrow with the same sort of like thing. And there's a Central American thing where you point with your lips.
Oh,
And I think that's how Mask is gonna go about it, where they're like,
he'll eventually get the message.
Yeah.
Do like a very obvious, like, what's going on over there?
Legati, you just see everyone doing sign language. They're like,
Yeah. Mask can
like baseball.
message.
Interesting.
I actually will cast message to Legati on the earrings. And because I feel like Legati needs to know as well, but is at least more safe where he's at. But you'll get a message from Max that's like, Chapel at I think it's like my 6 from where you were at. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I look in that direction, do I see anything, or just like the crowd?
that's just crowd. I'll say I left these markers to signify where you just saw. Like, I think the best way to describe it is that it's not like they're standing still. You saw a brief glimpse of him, and then he's squeezing through the crowd, and then you lose sight. I'm leaving these markers of where you last saw him.
Okay.
We're cooked. This
I mean,
crowd could be fake. We don't know.
Yeah, if at all possible, like if I have any indication that Chapel is around and being weird, I would want to open my mind up to that everything around us could be a spell and try to identify any telltale magic that we've already stepped into or that is already in effect around us.
There's a thing with illusions that you can do an investigation check. So I'll say this: you can roll investigation check just as a fluttering a swarm of butterflies start to form in the sky and start to head down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I can just make a general investigation check, like
actually,
this is like when you're trying to learn how to lucid dream. You practice during the day. Is this a dream? Is this a dream? And you practice all day so that it happens during a dream.
Right.
That you ask yourself that. So I'm like, is this an illusion? Is this an illusion right now? All right.
Does he get advantage because Mass told him?
No. So
I'm gonna use my cursed luck stone to get advantage on this.
Let's go.
And I'll have disadvantage on my next 2 ability checks.
All the curse.
Thank you, Agati.
Yeah. That's gonna be a 21.
21.
Woo!
Yeah.
The crowd in front of you, as well as the change of like the shifting of these things, not magical. This is a real crowd.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that if it's a real crowd, so there's our people, but also just other people are here. Anything they're gonna do to like the regular people of the city. I would be more worried if it was just the Ostracon people somehow. Like they're gonna round us all up. But like, unless they're gonna go to war with the whole city, you know, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be political, right? Their maneuverings here. Okay. Yeah.
Or fluttering of butterflies heading down, circling at a certain point on the stage. As you start to see that you see a small fairy, pink wild hair, multicolored wings as Cooley, one of the forward guard members. You hear there's a roar in the crowd. The 4/5 of the crowds are either like, oh, hey, or, you know, kind of go, okay, and sort of a little bit of a show to kind of get people on their side a little bit. And walking behind a back curtain, you do see there is an older looking green mint colored tiefling, lighter in tone in the green than Chapel. Looks like he's a bit of a duller color, slick back hair instead of sort of the curled that you saw, wearing a suit. And there are sort of just magic sort of puffs and sort of like just sort of shocks of arcane that sort of come out of him. He walks out. He uses the claps from Cooley to kind of integrate himself on stage, like not stealing spotlight, but like, you ramp them up and I'm going to take that light now. And I think you see it's like almost planned. Cooley kind of motions over to Barnabas as he takes stage. There's Barnabas. Steps forward. The cheers continue a little bit. He puts a hand up and kind of like motions everyone to calm a little bit, to calm down. Hello, my friends, my fellow countrymen. For those who don't know me, I don't blame you. But my name is Barnabas St. Clair. I am a guild leader. I am your neighbor. And today, I have been given an honorable duty to announce the Crown's decree. There have been concerns raised by our people. Concerns about the foundation and structure of the forward guard. The forward guard, and motions over to Cooley, is more than a group of selfless heroes. They are a symbol of teamwork, an evolution of protection. The forward guard have been a staple of protection for decades. But we hear you. The Crown hears you, my friends. There are concerns about oversight, ensuring that the symbols of heroism is not tainted by corruption or greed. And you hear some of the crowd start to kind of hear this. I think the Ostracon are like, Legati and Mass fucking called it. This is political bullshit.
Yeah.
But the rest of the crowd are, I mean, that was the big thing that Legati was emphasizing with all the reports, was like, there's no oversight. There's something corrupted happening here, and no one's calling them out. And so I think I would ask you, Legati, so far they are directly calling out that people are feeling this way. Is this still feeling like it's on the tracks? You're like, oh, something still feels off. Something, nothing's really happening.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have called this meeting if they weren't going to address the like very real things that have been in the paper, the like very pressing questions that are, if they thought it could just be put under the rug, they wouldn't be having this meeting at all. They wouldn't have done this at all. So there's enough pressure that they have to at least pay lip service to it. I think the question is like, what are they going to say that they're going to do about that to try to undermine or defuse or whatever it is? That's what Legati's on guard for.
I'm going to ask Phoenix, Legati, Mask, and Arrow to make me another perception check.
Oh boy.
Burn one of my disadvantages on this one, so hopefully other people roll well. I'm also, for the first time, I'm going to activate my Schrodinger's cat built.
Oh.
And get that little ghost cat just hang out on my shoulder so that I can do some canceling of advantages and disadvantages. I think it looks like, if I can, I think it looks like Legati when he was a cat. And also like has a little hat on and everything. He's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I'll be like, I want a pet. We want a pet.
It is tethered to you,
Mascot
cannot leave
or-
further than 5 feet, but it stays right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mask.
14.
14. Arrow.
11.
Phoenix.
Well,
Dirty 20 with a rock.
all right.
Legati.
I also got 11.
Okay. I'm going to hide one of these tokens
We're
now.
in this together, Legati.
Yes. Cat crew.
Chapel's now seen, I'll say, Phoenix, not this token exactly, but you see him, I'll say, I think you see him across the way, kind of next to these barrels over here.
I think she just kind of signals to Mask because you're dead center, hoping that you signal to everybody else of like the direction he's in.
I feel like at this point, I probably I'd be kind of scoffing. Like as a Rita, I'd be like, "Do you hear the shit? That was Irish, not Southern. Sorry." She's Irish now. Fine.
Southern
Do you hear
Irish.
this shit? He's full of crap. But I'll use like my gestures as I'm saying that to kind of be like towards wherever.
Yeah, I'll say that again. You guys put time in the Ostracon. What we're going to do is that we're going to judge how the right now, just as the foundation of the speech, I'm going to ask both Legati and Mask to roll me d20s. And it's going to be no modifiers, just a raw d20. I'm going to roll a single d20, and you guys are going to pick the highest, and you're going to go against mine.
Mhm.
Oh, shit.
It had a toddler blow on that one.
I rolled high. What do we get?
8.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I got a 2.
I got an 18.
Whoa.
Overwhelmingly, addressing it directly is kind of silencing a little bit of the Ostracon. They're still active. They're still loud. You are talking loudly, Mask, as your alternate, and people are like, give him a chance. He hasn't even talked yet. And you're like, shit. Like, you're kind of getting bitten a little bit. You see Barnabas continues. It is my pleasure to unveil a democratic process. For every guard, there is a sword and the shield. The shielded overseer will be elected by us, the people, everyone. Anyone can be a candidate based on either royal request or popular decree. For it is my pleasure to inform that the Crown has requested Professor Sharon Oswell to be our first royally requested nominee. And you see an older looking woman, sort of brown hair that's more white than brown, kind of crow-eyed. She's putting the warmest of smiles. She's got a educator's dress and outfit. You see that she has like a wand affixed to her side. She takes the stand. There is a crowd in the crowd. There is a crowd of students from the academy, as well as their parents, who recognize Sharon, who are like, "Oh, it's shit!" Like immediately, like, "My teacher, my teacher!" And you could kind of hear sort of the professor people, "Oh, professor!" She has the sort of these large, round, spectacled glasses. She puts on a warm smile and waves to the academy students. Barnabas continues and goes, "Professor Oswell is a skilled educator, teaching our kingdom's next generation the field of abjuration, and overall has been a positive force for the educational advancement of our young minds. But it would not be a democratic process for Professor Oswell if she were to go unopposed. So I welcome my neighbors here today. Who do we think represents the fair, the balanced spirit that is required for this overseer position? If you believe that it takes more than one mind, the crown is open." And people start to hear that there is a position higher up, and there is a large kind of like, people are split. There's like half, even the Ostracon are like, "Whoa. After they get over that initial shock, I'm going to now leave it up to both Mask and Legati. How does the Ostracon react?"
I think it's
Hear
pretty
me out.
2D.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like right now,
Like, you.
we know from what happened in the fight with the festival that this is somebody who's not great, and we need to oppose them on some kind of level. We already have at least a small backing in some extent. The way to really challenge this and see how
Baity
really-
this is. Because that's what it is.
It's got to be fixed, is what it is, right? So they're going to do this, and they're going to put enough of their own people that their statistics say they're going to get their person in. Now, I've got the talking skills and the persona that keeps the reckoning safe. I think I'm the better mark for this. But Legati has the intelligence to navigate this and the magical skills as well. So I'm not opposed to Legati going as our, but we need to decide and like start advocating.
Well, I'll say this. Obviously, that's those. I think those are definitely like Mask's thoughts, and like you can communicate those as well. I think that's Mask's thoughts. What do we think that the Ostracon are? How should they react in this moment?
I think it's bait. I think they expect one of us to go up there 110%. But I think to Mask's point, they don't know who this persona is, at least that we know of. They don't know that.
Yeah, they have less
Mask's
information
persona.
about Mask in general, and then this additional Mask with a K persona that you've applied here, which is good. The only other alternative I was thinking of is if it is anybody like any of the NPCs, like does Tavant want to do it or whatever? Christoph want to do it, right? Because like Tavant would fight dirty in the same way. Maybe not the best idea, but like, okay, anybody that's a fixture in the community and has their own constituent, like knowing that this is a trap. But I think that this is like, I think we talked about this. We talked about dummy elections and like steps towards democracy and how they are tried to be subverted, controlled opposition. We prepped them for this. So I think the Ostracon, like the people, they're aware of this. That was part of my lecture. This is the type of a democracy they may propose, the oversight that they may propose that they intend to undermine. But it is a step in the right direction that we can seize and turn against them. Like you cannot, I don't think the right move is to ignore it and let them have like a dummy election that we're not involved in at all. Right. I think it would be better for us to be involved in it, and then if they pull out all the stops and we lose, we can raise our profile
Okay.
in that way.
Then
Yeah.
I'm going to say that then it sounds like maybe the Ostracon will be, there's a lot of discussion between the crowd where they're like, should we talk? Should we say the reckoning? Should we, like, there's a lot of like discussion. Like, I think that's sort of the lean. I would like everyone to make me one last perception check.
No, I'm not choosing the
Don't
dice. I
put
need
the
a higher.
reckoning in your office. That's not where we thrive. I rolled a natural 1. I'm not rolling again.
Oh, natural 20 for 25 with a rock.
All right, that'll say
Balance me out.
pitched it.
13.
13.
And I got a 14, even with disadvantage.
Are you canceling
I hit
disadvantage
my
because
cord,
of the
but that's
Schrodinger?
okay.
No, I'm not using the cat for that. These
Oh.
are fine things for me to burn my 2 disadvantages on, so I'm back to normal. I'm having the
He
cat
wants to make
just
sure it
in
matters.
case.
All
Yeah.
right. Phoenix, you look
Talk to the
across the
cat.
way, and I'll say that you, with a natural 20, I think you can catch 2 visages. So I'm going to say that this one has moved on. It's hard to catch. One has appeared here. And one has appeared here.
Ah. Get away from me!
Mask and
Um,
Legati. You catch this, and as everyone's talking amongst themselves, Mask and Legati, as well as Arrow behind you guys, you hear Chapel. The Reckoning! Heroes! You hear people go, The Reckoning! Heroes of the Lunar Festival! And you hear the Ostracon immediately catch on. They hear this, and there's a surprise of like, we didn't say it. We didn't start the spark. And now I'm going to leave it back into Mask and Legati's court. This is the last thing you do with the Ostracon. What do you think they would do, as it seems that other voices are calling for you guys?
I mean, I know it's a trap if it's what Chapel is saying, but I also think it's the only move we have. I do think it is the right move to do. I think the only ways out of this is like we embrace it and, see where this goes head to head, or we step back and this lady wins, or they put another, fake candidate up, like.
And
Let's
I
put in
will
the
also
graphic
throw
of
in,
Doom
because the
Border.
party knows. Oh, sorry. What?
Sorry, go on.
Just with everything going on, I think that knowing it's a trap and walking it is really important. And the other layer of that is Mask's information spy background is very much kicking in and is like, we need to have our enemies close and we need to know what they're going on. So it like pushes them even further to follow that line.
Yeah, and they don't know much of anything about Mask. Mask is a wild card in our group. We got a politician in the time since we've like directly opposed them. And I think that is like, I think putting Mask or like whatever the persona is into a position where more eyes and attention are on Mask, and Mask can be giving speeches that Legati helps write, I think is the right move, even knowing they think that they have some plan that's going to outmove.
Okay.
I still think it's the right.
It sounds like we think that the Ostracon are like, they're like, yes, yeah, this is great. Someone
Yeah,
started the fire.
I think
Let's
we've prepped them for expect that any election kind of thing is going to be undermined and it's not going to be fair, but we're still going to try to build our movement. The movement is the important thing, not winning this rigged election.
Okay, so then obviously, still in the positive, I think the Ostracon catch that and they go, The Reckoning! Yes! Heroes of the Lunar Festival! Saviors of the Park Fire! And the attack here in the capital! People will start to go, yeah, I heard about them! Yeah! You can hear a lot of positive, and you hear Barnabas go, The Reckoning! What a wonderful choice! Even the crown has heard of their heroism! Are they here? Chapel pops away, illusions and duplicates dissipate, and a new spell is cast as light shines from the sky, and each of you are lighted.
He's masked.
That's yeah.
Uh,
Because
Yeah, because
No,
he
not
doesn't know
masked.
what.
me when we thought.
not masked.
Yeah, he would not know.
You see Barnabas go, we have the members here! Come on stage!
Can I tell what spell it is?
Roll me a
Fairy
check.
fire.
Yeah.
Reg.
That is a 27.
27. I think you get a sense that it's like, it's not being used to its fullest effect, but it's definitely like a hallucinatory terrain. Chapel is essentially like just controlling the lighting. He's not changing into the like he's literally not changing the terrain at all. He's only keeping the spell up to
Mood lighting.
add effect
For now.
for now.
Is he still near Legati, or those two have
Those
gone
duplicates
away?
have. He has to remove concentration from that particular spell, and cast something different. So he currently
Money.
is somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
Chapel's nowhere we can see. There's no shot. He's probably somewhere. we can-
Yeah. Once I've identified the spell, I want to try to cast Dispel Magic. I'm annoyed by this.
Cast a spell magic. So that means
Okay, so is it hallucinatory terrain, so it's a 4th level spell?
yeah, so you have to roll a d20 plus your intelligence modifier, unless you're casting at
All
4th
right.
level.
Unless you upcast it.
Yeah, I might as well cast it at 4th level. Let's do that to automatically get rid of it.
Spell goes down.
Brush my hand away. Yeah.
Light shines on everyone. Like, you're like, oh shit. People are looking at you, and you're like, away. Spell goes away, but Barnabas goes, come on stage. The Reckoning, the heroes. Yes.
I'm gonna start speaking as I walk forward, and I am like generally like walking towards where Mask is. I'm gonna like make it clear that I'm like banishing the light. I'm banishing the spotlights. No need for spotlights or pageantry. We are representatives of the people. We are you. We do not seek to elevate ourselves above any of you. You have seen us risk our lives for you. You have seen us in the newspapers raising concerns about the way that this whole operation has been run. We have healthy skepticism about this whole process, but we are willing to listen in the interests of greater oversight and transparency. If we can only put one forward, and like moving towards where Mask is, to introduce her persona, if that is the right move forward here. Yeah.
Mask, you kind of
Then
raise your hand.
yeah, going to where Mask is, and like we have gathered many allies, many who share our concerns across the land, and I would like to put forward, and I say your name, but I forget it,
Arita.
Rita Kitsugi.
and then turn it over to you because I've done all the talking I want.
Barnabas hears this and looks to you, Rita, and go, perfect. A member that are the heroes known as the Reckoning have entrusted a people's voice. You see that there is a bit of like narrowed eyes as he's saying this, like he's trying to read you, Legati, at this distance, but with the crowd, it's hard to do so. He puts a hand up to like an earring and goes, says something like quiet, whispers, and goes, come on stage.
Arita will kind of pat the people close to her, and it's walks say a lot about people. It's a very determined, straightforward. She's greeting people as she's walking through the crowd that she recognized from the Ostracon. She goes up and she just very straightforward looks Sinclair in the eye, puts her out her hand to shake, and says, thank you, sir, for the introduction. Or, thank you, sir, for the introduction. I think both of us can agree that this is what we need to oversight to provide the people for the protection and the joy of living that they really deserve here in the kingdom. And then she'll turn to the crowd, and I like to make these kinds of rolls before I say what I'm going to say.
Sure.
That's a nat 1.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
I think he goes, they don't even go here. You see Barnabas go, ha, ha. Regardless, whether she is a citizen of Outlook or our neighboring cities, they still deserve a chance for your vote. And besides, the position of the Shielded Overseer is a long and arduous one, something that it requires not only charismatic fortitude, but also a greater will. You see he leans into you, Mask, and goes, we're going to have you amongst our people for several years. It's a great position to have. He has great pay. You should say your goodbyes. And that's what we're going to call today's session.
Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you so much for joining us,
I'm
everyone.
glad you attuned.
Yeah, me too.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.